From playing at recess, from learning algebra, and wanting to rip my hair out. School has given me many happy memories, but also some horrible ones. Now I would like to share a few of my stories from school. Let's travel all the way back to kindergarten. My kindergarten teacher, Miss C, lovely lady, she's retiring this year, and I'm so glad she's finally getting a break from all of those bratty kids, including myself. I'm kidding, I was a pretty good kid. She decided to have some strange taste in decor, though. She decided that instead of the normal things that a kindergarten classroom would have, like the sign language alphabet or the alphabet, drawings from past students, or motivational posters that we'd never learned to read. No, she decided to have a wall full of taxidermy butterflies and other different bugs. She loved those bugs. They were like her kids. I don't know why. She always stopped in the middle of class just to teach us about some random dead butterfly she'd find on the street. One time when I was in the 5th grade, I actually went to revisit Miss C and gave her a dead tarantula. She loved it so much that she stopped her math lesson right then and there with a new group of little kindergartners, showed them the dead tarantula, and taught about how poisonous that tarantula could be. Even though her taste in decor was strange, her taste in class pets was probably worse. She decided that instead of having a fish or like a chameleon or something easy to take care of, she decided to have chicks. Little baby chicks that she raised from eggs. They were just in a little cardboard box, and every now and then she'd open the box, show us to them, and then close it again. I don't think she was the best chick mother. She also decided to have another class pet, a giant yellow snake. In a room full of 20 little kids around the age of 5, I don't think a giant snake that could eat a child whole was a great class pet idea. Now let's travel back to the 5th grade. 5th grade, my teacher was retiring again. It was his last year there, and we were his last group of students, and we honestly were sad to see him go, since at the beginning of the year we were terrified of him. He had a reputation of being a very strict guy and not having the best attitude when it came to kids. But over the few months we've known him, he was actually a really nice guy. He just wanted to share his wisdom with other people and wanted to make sure we took care of ourselves. He even sacrificed his recess time just to make sure that we got in our physical activity by dancing in the rain, playing volleyball, or even playing soccer, even though he did cheat. A lot. One time, at the end of the year, he decided that he wanted to take his whole class of 5th graders and take it to his house to have a retirement party for him and a graduation party for us, because that was our last year of elementary school. Everybody happily accepted and was super excited to go. That party was interesting. I'm seeing a pattern that my teachers had weird pets, because my teacher in 5th grade had 15 pigeons as pets in his backyard, all tamed, and they knew tricks and everything. It was actually really cool. And at the end of that party, all of the food was devoured, the toilet was broken, one of his swings on the porch was about to fall off, and one of the pigeons ran away. We did get to play with the hose though, so that was pretty fun. Now we're going to travel to high school, because I honestly don't have that many memories from middle school. I was in choir class, and it was pretty much the end of class. We had about 5 minutes left, and my teacher decided he would let us have the extra 5 minutes to ourselves. We could scroll on our phones, talk to our classmates, or just honestly sit there and exist. I was doing the third option, just sitting there, waiting for lunch. And while I was sitting there thinking about my delicious peanut butter sandwich in my backpack, these two girls started fighting. Verbally. Almost physically. I honestly forgot what the fight was about, and I honestly wasn't paying attention, but they were yelling pretty loud. The teacher, not noticing because he was out of the room, walked back in and asked what happened. Then I explained a fight almost happened in his classroom. He asked who almost started the fight, and I didn't say who, because snitches get stitches, and I didn't want to get in a fight. I've only been in a fight once, but that's a story for another time. Actually, no, it's not. I'm going to tell it now. This one girl, who I'm going to call Melon, was not the most friendly towards me. Not a bully, just we used to be friends, but then she started becoming weird. And I'm not going to tell you what was weird about her, just some very unpleasant things. I'll say that much. I was walking into class, which I also had with Melon, and she bumped into me very hardly while walking into the classroom. And then I proceed to say, "Excuse you." "What did you say?" Then we started talking, but not yelling, very loudly talking. She was telling me how I was in her way and blah 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 and other hurtful things, but I just told her that she was a bitch. I didn't like her, and I walked into class. Before I walked into class, I was maybe halfway through the door, she said, "If we weren't in school, I would punch you right now." I told her to do it. I called her on her bluff. "Do it then, punch me." She sheepishly looked at the floor, went into class, and sat down like that whole talk did not just happen. I smiled, walked to my seat, and hey, I guess I can stand up for myself. Look at me. I should do that more often. I proceed to do that as I apologized to my teacher for being late very profusely, even though I was only late by 30 seconds. That's all the stories I'm going to tell you for now. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble and talk about my past school experiences. I'm very glad to be graduated now and out of that prison. There's a lot more stories I could share, but I think I'll save that for another video. I'll see you guys later. Froggy out.